Hello and welcome everyone to our channel Minute Tips. Today we will discuss one of the most important questions that is asked in an interview: why string type is not safe to store passwords in Java. Before moving forward, I would request you to please like and subscribe my channel. So guys, this question can be asked in another way, that why to use character array over a string for storing passwords in Java. Both the questions are same. They can be asked in a different way, but the answer is same. Before moving forward, I want you to understand the concept, and as you know the concept, as you understand the concept, it will be easier for you to answer this question. Okay, so let's say in a computer, okay, we have a heap memory. Inside heap memory, we have string pool constant, a different memory. So memory within memory. Okay. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that we have seen this concept in my previous video, why string class is immutable. So if you have seen that video, it will help you to understand this question in this video. But don't worry, we will try to understand this question in this video itself. But for a better understanding, I would request you to please go and watch video on why string class is immutable. Coming to this question, so we have a heap memory, and inside heap memory we have a string pool constant. It means a pool of strings. So as it is a pool of strings, we will be having some strings inside this pool. So currently in my string pool constant, I have two strings. One is spring, which is stored at the address 0088, and the other one string as Java learning, which is stored on the address 0101. Okay, so this strings I have used previously, so that's the reason these strings are stored in my string pool constant currently. Now let's say I wanted to store my YouTube password, okay, the password for my, let's say, YouTube channel. So here I have created one string YouTube password is equal to, and then I have assigned a value to that string variable. Okay, now as we know that the internal working of string pool constant and why string is immutable, it will go and see if this password 123 or 321 is present somewhere in my string pool constant or not. It is not present, so what Java will do, it will create one more string, okay, with the same string on the address 0034, and it will point this variable to that address. Okay, after 15 days, 1 month or 2 months, I decided to change my password. Okay, so as soon as I'm changing my password, the link gets destroyed here, and this is my now updated password. Okay, as this string is new, it is not present in the string pool constant. JVM Java will create a new string in that string pool constant. Now this string is created and it is stored on the address 0990. These are the random addresses that at runtime will be assigned. Okay, so don't worry about this addresses. And now the link will be made like this to the new string or new password. But guys, see here. That's the reason I wanted you to go and watch the video on why string is immutable. Why? Because here we have already discussed the concept why this our previous password is still present in the string pool constant. Now let's say one hacker comes, okay, who has access to this string pool constant. Now he can see your previous password also, okay, because it is stored somewhere in the string pool constant. So this is a security issue here. Okay, and that's the reason we don't want our passwords to be of type string, because as soon as we change our password, the previous password will be stored in the string pool constant. I hope you understand the concept now. So the important points here are: number one, whenever an interviewer asks you this question, why we should not use string type to store our password, you should explain him the scenario, that what happens, and last you should tell this important points. So you will start with the very first point saying that, sir, ma'am, as we know that string are immutable, the password stored in a memory as a plain text until garbage collector clears it. Okay, so password is stored in the memory. Here in this example you can see that this previous password is still present in the memory until and unless our garbage collector explicitly clears it. Okay, so it can sit inside string pool constant for a couple of hours, minutes, days. Okay, and meanwhile if a hacker attacks, he can get your password, and you might be using the same password for your YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, many accounts. So if he has your previous password, he can try to attack on your Facebook or Twitter accounts if you are using the same email ID and same password. Okay, so this is the first point you will say that strings are immutable. So even if you change your password is stored in the memory as a plain text until and unless garbage collector clears it. Number two, array. So why this array is here? I want you to quickly have a look on this program. So here I have created one program. Okay, in a main method I have one string password is equal to, I have given the password, and the other way to store password is character array. So here I have created an array of characters. Okay, and this is my password. Individual characters I have collected here in this array, and this creates my entire password. So if I am running this program now, you guys can see the string password is stored as a plain text in the memory, and that's the reason you can see this value here. Okay, whereas the character array, okay, when I try to print it, you can see the address is printed, but not the actual value what it contains. Okay, so that's the reason we try to use character array instead of strings. So our second point was array. Okay, character array. With an array, the data can be wiped explicitly after the work is done. Number two, array can be overwritten and the password is not present anywhere in the system now. Okay, so in an array, once you have created an array, you have used that password, you can explicitly set all the values in that array to 000, to null, okay, or whatever else you like, so that your previous password now is not stored anywhere in the system. So that's the reason we try to use character array. Our third point is to use encryption, encrypt the password. So anyone who has access to memory dumps, nothing but our string pool constant, I am referring here, can find the password in the plain text. And that's the reason we have seen when I ran the program, you saw my string type password printed in the screen directly. Correct? So what it says that's another reason to use encrypted password than a plain text. So if I encrypt my password, if someone even tries to see or look at the password, he will get the encrypted version of the password, not the plain text. So storing passwords in character array clearly mitigates security risk of stealing password. It means that if we use character array, our security risk of stealing that password is very less, or we will say we mitigate it. Fourth point, log file safety. What does it mean? That whenever we are trying to write some program, what we generally do, we try to log it into the file. We wanted to see in our console that everything is working fine or not. Sometimes by mistake, if we try to print our password in the console, okay, so the plain string password, there are much higher chances of accidentally printing the password to the logs. Okay, same, that's what I was referring right now, monitors or some other insecure places. So your password will be now available on the logs or monitored or external files where you are saving your logs. So your password can be stored on those files. Okay, so if we try to use character array, it is less vulnerable as compared to the string. I hope the concept is clear why we are not using password, I mean string type for password. It's because as soon as you try to change your password, your previous password is still present in the string pool constant until garbage collector clears it. Okay, and meanwhile, if a hacker attacks or has access to that dump or string pool constant, he can see your previous password or your current password also. Okay, so that's the reason we try to use character array, because after using that array, after using that password, we can explicitly rewrite the data inside that array. Okay, I hope this question is answered and you know the concept now. So as you know the concept, you are able to answer it at runtime, okay, in front of your interviewers. Thank you very much.